My husband and I established an honesty code when we first started dating. We told each other some hard and ugly truths to crack the ice, which allowed us to be authentic in our relationship. Cracking the ice with difficult truth not only established honesty in our relationship, but also compassion and integrity as moral standards within and for our family. We never judged each other by the decisions we made. And in fact, we gained an appreciation with one another for not having to sift through the condiments to get to the meat. This, I believe, has sustained us. The truth isn't always the easiest to tell, nor is it always the easiest to hear, but it always holds the most weight. And the weight of the truth weighs heaviest on our character. The fact of the matter is, what we've done, our decisions, no matter how shameful, doesn't define our character, but rather what we do because of or in spite of our decisions does. We can either allow those experiences to make us stronger or weaker individuals. Let's face it, we live in a society where we do more to protect our image than we do to protect our character. We don't lie because we want to protect the ones we love. We lie to protect ourselves. We lie out of fear and shame. We lie because we don't think that the truth will be good enough. Here's the uglier truth, and I can't say this enough. Lying perpetuates a community of dishonesty, and dishonesty is quicksand, not soil. It just sucks up all the energy in our environment. It produces nothing and quickly spirals the reality of a situation out of control. So here's the question. How do we teach our children that their truth is always good enough for the God of grace and mercy, and that His commitment to loving us doesn't depend on how ugly the truth is? Foremost, we need to understand that the way we respond when our children are being honest is essential to how they grow spiritually. Our response is an indicator to what is most important to us, character or image. And what is important to us, because our children learn quickly, will also become important to them. Therefore, in order to provide them guidance, we must first train and develop their own hearts so that our minds will tell our bodies, tongues, and facial expressions to be kind and compassionate. But how do we do this? How do we train our own hearts to be kind and patient? Let's talk. First, let's accept the truth. We never lie to people to protect other people. We lie to protect ourselves. We lie because we don't like what we are doing or who we believe we are. We lie because of shame. The only way to counteract this truth is by making sure that we give our children a safe space to grow into their own and be authentic, no matter the status quo. Overreacting and overthinking about decisions our kids make ultimately backfires, causing them to conceal who they really are. For this reason, seek first to understand. Let's try asking questions over passing judgments. Number 2, what goes around comes around. We reap what we sow. I don't care how you put it. That's what it is. Healthy crops will not grow on infertile ground. The soil must be fertile and well cared for. The soil must have substance to bear good fruit. I can't stress this enough. We must demonstrate authenticity in order to produce children who are authentic. It's not enough to tell our kids that they need to be authentic. We must show them that we are proud of who we've become because of the suffering that God should so graciously, because God said we should so graciously rejoice in. And finally, number 3, we must simply guide our children as they develop into their own. And I know this sounds crazy, but really, God is in control. Our job is to protect our babies by introducing them to the wisdom and behaviors that are most pleasing to God. That's it. We simply guide and then pray that our babies will grow into decent human beings, not force them into a life of denial and misrepresentation of who they really are. That's not fair. Now, I know all of these steps seem hard, but no one ever said that parenting would be easy. I also know that we love our children and that we want what we think is best for them. But remember, God has a plan for them first. Not two, but first. And his plan will prevail. Now here's the alternative. They can walk around not knowing who they were born to be, living a life of misery, lying to themselves and everyone who cares about them. They can spend an entire lifetime experiencing nothing but shame, guilt, and despair, all while destroying relationships and mowing down the people who love them in the process. It sounds scary, huh? Well, welcome to our generation. Look, I know we don't want that for our children, but in our defense, we don't see it happening until everyone around them becomes disgusted by who they've become. That's a tragedy. So let me give you one more piece of advice, and it's simple. Let the love of God flow with what God wants in everything that we do. Let the love of God flow. First, have faith that God created our children for greatness, and just follow our kids' leads. Second, listen intently to what God wants for our children by loving them where they are. Third, we must be obedient to God's will for ourselves so that we can learn to be obedient to his will for our babies. And finally, but most importantly, we must do the work on our hearts so that the wires of our minds will automatically generate the good work that will help our children in the future. Remember, to lead an authentic life is to lead a truly honest life. And that's all I've got for y'all, folks. So God bless you, and I look forward to the next time. Love you.